weapons, they when they deploy the chemical weapons, the residue gets on the camera lenses. So whoever said, hey, out of focus, thank you so much. Because while we were on the run there, I'm just not thinking to check optics in that moment. So for those of you maybe just tuning in, welcome to the Malcontentment Tango. I am the Malcontent. We're live in Seattle. What was happening is the ENDD and DA, those are two separate groups. They were in a march heading down to the south side of the city. And for the ENDD and DA group, if you guys have watched other ENDD DA marches, this was a really peaceful march. As we turned as a group, SPD was there waiting. There was a little tete-a-tete. SPD declared it an unlawful. Well, first of all, they gave a dispersal order. They had not declared it an unlawful assembly. And then there was a pushback. There was a little back and forth. Fireworks were thrown, water bottles were thrown, flashbangs were used, tear gas, pepper balls, squeaky pigs. It feels like we're in Portland right now, but we're not. This is Seattle. And it's funny, we're moving the wrong way. And the other left. Your other left? All the way left? SPD then did a forced run. I'll probably have to go back to my Fitbit to go, how far did we run? We covered a lot of ground fast. Like we were all of a sudden just like, whoa, where are the stadiums? It was like, wow. Well, there seems to be some disagreement on which way to go. We were told left, left, left. Now we're told right, right, right. I just work here. One of the mods, if you could get the pinned post from the previous stream, and if you could cut and paste it and pin it as a comment in this stream, that would be really appreciated. And if one of the mods could do a shout out for all of the activists that we're supporting, that would be great too. Because I can't stop to do that right now. So what's happening right now, SPD is blocks away. The group is slowing down and moving.
Thank you! Don't put it in your eyes! Don't put it in your eyes!
There's some people, I guess, that really got nailed with the CS. Yeah, milk actually doesn't help. That was in the medical advice for protesters earlier today. That was in the prior stream. Milk does not help. Milk actually makes it worse. Where we've got kind of a constellation of exposure. I'm actually starting now to feel the pepper spray on my skin a little bit. The blast balls. I think from the run and everything else, you know, the happy chemicals are starting to go away, and I'm starting to feel some things. My face starting to burn a little bit. But generally, the best way to deal with that, unfortunately, is to WAN deal with it. Believe it or not, that's the best strategy. So I'm going to WAN deal with it. You're just going to have to listen to me WAN. So I know I've covered, this is about maybe my 5th ENDD or DA march that I've covered. This was by far the most peaceful ENDD DA march. And the use of force by Seattle police. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. The use of force by SPD was completely disproportionate. And I know there's some people are watching the feed probably got the hateful comments going, but here's the parts you don't get. Every person here that got pepper sprayed, CS, got their bell rung tonight, guess what? Think of a video game. You just spawned 10 new protesters. This doesn't deter. This heavy-handed response only brings out more. My views on the DA stuff, I've said it and I'm very clear on it. But this was a peaceful march. And this was the most peaceful march in the ENDD or Direct Action Group I have ever seen. Like literally, nothing was touched. And this was all pretty pointless. And I know if you go on the Vire feed, designated legal observers, green hat observers, that the federal court said are hands off. SPD is not supposed to directly take any action against them. And we have it on camera of SPD knocking down the green-hatted observers.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, one of them's hurt. Not bad, but one of them's hurt. That is in a direct violation of the August 10th, 2020 federal court order. And there is no way that SPD could claim that it was, here are my words, because I don't know, I can't remember at the moment the exact legal words. This wasn't like heat of the battle or consequential contact of being in the wrong place at the wrong time. The legal observers were to the far right. If you saw on camera, I was basically sticking with the legal observers.
So you got that on camera?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. I have a feeling someone on Twitch has probably already snipped that 30 seconds out.
Yeah, good.
And that's probably already blowing up somewhere. So.
Water, yeah, of course.
Can I get water?
Yeah. Yeah, I can drink that as best you can. I want to give you snacks water.
I was given a part of either an OC canister or CS canister as a souvenir, which I think is really fucking cool that somebody came up to me and go, you want this as a souvenir? Fuck yeah. I suspect everything I filmed on the GoPro is probably all messed up too, because chemical weapons gets on the lenses and it fucks everything up. I am so glad that ENDD and DA had the streamers here so that we could show the story of what happened, because you better believe that SPD is probably already on their blotter trying to paint this as an angry, destructive mob. If you were watching the other feed prior to this one dropping for a minute, and again, if you're just like, oh, what happened? When the feed dropped, it just dropped. Not anything on my side.
You're Malcontentment Tango, is that you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been watching your streams for a long time. Thank you so much for
Oh, thank you.
out here with us.
Thank you.
Yeah, I really appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate the appreciation.
Yeah.
They can't just sit right now, guys. You right? Look at the car,
Hey, make a way for the cars! Make a way for the cars!
Yeah, make a.
Perfect is person direction everyone back there right now is
On the wall!
All right, I'm gonna get. There's actually no sidewalk for me to move to. I actually can't see what's going on.
To the left, to the left, to the left.
To the left, to the left.
Oh, that's nowhere near as bad as the flash bags. So, basically unnecessary. Thank you. Well, this is an interesting tactic. I actually don't even know what they're trying to do at this point. Help me, help me. You know what this reminds me of? I don't know if you can hear me over the sirens. This reminds me of when my grandson is over and he's playing with some electronic car. So I'm in my happy place right now. Thank you, SPD. Thank you for putting me in my happy place.
Can't get anybody wrong.
Thank you. Hey, we got a police escort. The Auto Club is here. What was the joke in Family Guy about that dude, the French siren thing? Can't remember that joke. I don't know. At this point, I really don't know what they're doing with the sirens. Everybody here know that rap song, Disney Rascal? I hear the sirens, sirens. I hear the sirens, sirens. You hear the sirens, sirens? I hear the sirens, sirens. Hey, Seattle, that's your tax dollars at work. Right there. Overtime pay. Average City of Seattle police officer, patrol officer, makes $153,000 a year.
It pisses me the fuck off! And a black woman is telling me to do shit! Listen to them! Y'all should have thank you guys for being here, but tell your friends to listen to our fucking leader! Because she had this conversation! She had this fucking conversation!
Maybe their speaker overheated, I don't know. Gonna move away from the music. I don't. I love a parade! I love a parade with the elephants go marching in. I love a parade. I love a parade. At this point, I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. I know this, I don't have to do my jog tomorrow. Ha ha ha! Yeah, Yovng, I wouldn't turn that way, bro. More! We want more! Yeah! Obedient public servants. I almost think they're using LRAD. It's really loud. And it's so synchronized. I would not be surprised if this is LRAD. It is really loud. I don't know if you can even hear me. I could barely hear me. It's really piercing. It really, when the closer it was, it really feel like they're using LRAD, and that's more than sirens.
It's basically the same thing. It's other vibes.
But I'll say it again, I don't even know if you can hear me. The ENDD, DA March, they didn't do anything. Nothing. There wasn't even so much as a traffic cone knocked down. Yeah, I would go the other way, bro. I don't know what you're saying. I can't look at the feed. Oh, I gotta catch my breath for a minute. All right, protesters are blocking the street. Protesters are blocking the street. Oh, they have to turn the sirens off because they can't take their own sound? What pussies?
Can we grab those?
I know, I just lost objectivity for a moment. It really is like if you had like a 4-year-old and they're just playing with the...
Shields to the back!
I'm trying to get to a position where I can shoot. I don't know what the intent is at this point. I really don't know what SPD's intent is at this point. I don't think anybody left understands SPD's intent at this point. And again, I'm just trying to find a spot where I can give you a shot. It's definitely on me. Holy shit, that was brain splitting.
Why the fuck did they follow us for 15 minutes just blaring their sirens? Like, seriously, there's 0 point to that.
So basically we returned to the point of origin. And at this point I don't even know what SPD's tactics are. It doesn't really make sense. All right, SPD is going around the corner. It looks like they're actually trying to kettle and come up around the other side. SPD, they're coming up here, and then they're turning in the same direction to the protesters. So it looks like they're trying to kettle in the group.
Sign to those guys goes a long way sometimes.
And it looks to me that a number of people are dispersing in different directions. I seriously don't know. It just doesn't even make sense. Tactically, strategically, what just happened just doesn't make sense. And I have combined up again with another group of activists. I was actually going to go in that direction, but I couldn't go in that direction. SPD's coming. They're right around the corner here. There's a squad of SPD officers here. Squad in the military sent to be 5 people. One's got one has pepper spray, 2. One has red as the pepper spray. I don't know what the blue is, unless it's just a different brand of pepper spray. I had actually planned to disperse up that street, right where SPD is going at this point. So I'm gonna head over there. But I have to be careful because, you know, these guys are known for grabbing the press. And I saw the legal observers being assaulted tonight. This is a steep ass hill. It might not be as steep as you realize. What's happened is protesters have scattered up into a number of different groups. Really steep ass hill. Whew. What's that?
What's happening?
Well, there was a protest. SPD pushed the protesters almost 2 miles back here.
Wow.
And I kind of don't know what to tell you past that point.
Wait, they look like they're coming back.
Well, SPD is kind of split up into a few different groups and going in different directions.
That's why it's so freaking loud?
Oh, they were using LRAD.
Is that what that was?
Yeah.
It sounded a lot louder than usual.
Yeah.
Friday word.
Yeah, that's what LRAD is. Just goes right through your skull. Even if you got hearing protection on, it just goes right through.
It has to be like hearing loss at some point, right?
Yeah, yeah. And there's some studies say it can cause brain damage.
Yeah, I'll up with you. I'm not doing anything else.
Yeah, I know, I get it. Appreciate you stopping and asking.
Yeah.
Just be careful.
True. I don't know my rights though.
Well, sorry.
No, you're fine.
SPD has stopped. Not sure why they've stopped. I hear, I'm gonna go down this alleyway. It's okay. I know some people are like, don't go down the alleyway.
The alley's cool.
See, so what you said, the alley's cool. Thank you.
You're beautiful.
Thank you. My radar says this is okay. I'm gonna stop for a minute. I don't know if you can see this. Right, this area, Seattle has a shameful history of Japanese internment. Shit. When did my video end? Motherfuckers. Huh. Video didn't end. Why does it say my video ended? Zuckerberg, fix your friggin' app. Oh, am I still on the air? Oh, okay, I am on the air. Okay. I mean, this is why I'm out here. I mean, this really is. This is why I'm out here. We have concentration camps in this country right now. And I know Seattle police aren't playing a role in that. I get it. It's a federal issue versus, but you know, the tools of oppression that are used abroad will be used at home. James Madison said that, and it's true. At this point, I don't know. Right, there was a group of maybe 25 protesters left. SPD's actually driving pretty fast, and I don't think I'm going to be able to catch up to them. And I'm now within a couple of blocks of where I parked. All right, let's change up the game here. Were you not entertained? Are you not entertained? You know, I never saw that movie. I'm just not a Russell Crowe fan. But I know the meme. Are you not entertained? Skin is frickin' on fire. Well, not bad for an old dude, right? You guys missed that, like sub feeds. They meant well. They meant well. No, I'm good. I'm good. Thank you. Some younger dude was like, oh, old bald dude. I think for an old bald dude, I did pretty good today. And I'm not bald. I'll admit it's a little thin up here. I'm not bald. Yeah. So this was an interesting night. Everything that I observed, everything that the camera observed, the NDD, DA, they didn't do anything. They didn't do anything. You know, I knew when we were going to kind of get there, I knew the police would be waiting. They were waiting. And I think we have on camera the SPD cruiser charging the group of protesters in their car, you know, which is an escalation. It's not a de-escalation technique. Honestly, at first, it kind of felt like to me we were going to go into a standoff mode, and that SPD was going to kind of do a standoff, but then it was very clear they had no interest in that. There's some pushing, there was some shoving, both sides. There's, well, I don't know, I'm watching to see what's going on here. It's a couple of blocks away. If I have to flip the camera around, I will. And I don't think it's I think it's fire anyway. I don't think it's police. Yeah, it's ambulance. And it's AMR, it's not city. So SPD is a few blocks up, and then it just exploded, all right? It just exploded. There was a firework that went off inside the group of protesters. It was not thrown at the police. It was towards the back with the protesters. And that was met with flashbangs, pepper balls, handheld spray, and a lot of people are saying CS. I've been exposed to CS and I've been exposed to pepper spray. It didn't feel like either of them to me. The irritation in the lungs, I was coughing just a little bit. Probably felt a little more like CS than pepper spray. However, the fact that my skin's kind of burning, that screams pepper spray. Yeah, I know, I just touched my forehead. Like, dude, don't touch my face or eyes. I totally get it at this point. That's sweat coming off of me. If you see what's dripping, it's not raining. I'm carrying a lot of friggin' gear. I'm carrying a lot of friggin' gear between all the camera equipment and stuff. Anyway, we've seen this in Portland. We've seen this in other cities. When you have this militaristic response, you know, you can go, well, what was the intent? But nothing unlawful had happened. You know, and they declared it, you know, they didn't use the words unlawful assembly until way, way, way down the road. And I called that out in the earlier stream because, you know, when they were saying, you know, you need to disperse. And I'm like, well, they haven't said the words riot or unlawful assembly, and I know what the friggin' court order says. And yeah, I'm willing to, I say die on this hill, meaning if I was going to go to jail, it's fine, I'll go to jail on this hill. But as soon as they said the words unlawful assembly, press, medics, legal observers, we're no longer under the, that umbrella. However, when you have basically a group of 100 people at full run in the opposite direction, the fact of calling it an unlawful assembly at that point is just revenge. It's just revenge. And so SPD is pissed off. What they're pissed off about is they're pissed off about $3 million cut from their budget, which was already on the table. So it's an excuse. And they're pissed off about Chief Best resigning. And you're in this period right now where you have Chief Best going out the door. So like, I don't care, I'm leaving. I mean, she cares, don't get me wrong, but it's like, nothing's going to happen in any investigation. And you got the new guy, it's like, well, it didn't happen on my watch, so I don't care. I mean, it's the same thing. And he's like, well, the police, come on. Everybody operates that way. It could be corporate America, it can be the government, it could be the police, it could be your church, the PTA, right? Well, I'm leaving the PTA, I don't care, I'll screw this over. And the other person's like, well, it wasn't my fault, I wasn't in charge at that time. That's the same thing that's happening here. And what I think you're going to see is that volume keep turning up. All SPD accomplished tonight, they motivated these people. They didn't discourage them. They absolutely motivated them. And they probably took about 5 decibels of hearing out of my ears. Boy, at one point, when I was on that corner, here he was an LRAT, they pointed it just right at me. Holy crap. It's just like a pneumatic drill going through your fucking skull. Wait a minute. I might do a trot here. 1 second. Okay, no. I think I'm going to call it. I thought I heard an announcement down there, but nothing. I think I'm going to call it. I'm a couple of blocks from my car at this point. And I'm going to call it. So, thank you everybody for tuning in. If you want to support independent journalism, if you want to support what you saw here, you can be a patron. You can Venmo me last. There are links to BIPOC causes and activists, them first. So like if you're looking and like, I want to give $25, but I only got $25 to give it to one of the BIPOCs. Don't give it to me. If you're like, I want to give to the BIPOC and I got a little, then fine. Think about me. That's where it is. For those of you who stuck through from all the way through the beginning, thank you. For those who just came for the protest porn, you're following this for the wrong reason. You're following this for the wrong reason, and you're on the wrong side of history. And with that, Malcontent out. Have a great